Now, when you see these images, you know it's a rough day down here at the inlet, but welcome back, crew, to Boats vs. Haulover, where Man and Machine take on Mother Nature down at beautiful Haulover Inlet in Miami. Gonna be interesting to see how our captains fare. And this, of course, is going to bring us to the first round of our contest. And here in the first round, the boats are going to go big or go home by opening off with a 62 azimuth. And I got a feeling the boats are going to have to pull some moves like this on a rough day like today, as we can see this yacht working its way out of Haulover, getting absolutely smacked around. The front cushion comes loose, but right now it's barely hanging on as the crew is trying to work their way out. So far, the boat looks okay, and Cap has took that full throttle approach. They really opened this yacht up to try and get it out of the inlet. No! They wind up stuffing the bow. That shows you how big it is here today at Haulover when an azimuth 62 winds up stuffing it, getting all the crew on the flybridge absolutely drenched. Another wave winds up smacking through here, knocking the cushion loose, but the cushion winds up barely hanging on. But unfortunately for this crew, they don't hang on to their chances, and they're going to wind up taking a loss for the boats here in the first round. And this will bring us to the second round of our competition, and Haulover takes the 1-0 lead. And here in the second round, the boats are going to toss a Rafnar into the ring to see if they can go ahead and get on the board. But let's go, another rough day at Haulover, but our crew, another full send cap, just like our yacht we saw come through moments ago, as our crews lean into the throttles, boat up on plane, and absolutely just going to demand and push their way out. This crew looks really solid as they're doing this. The boat is up on plane, it is just plowing through these waves, and we don't see anything but whitewater, but overall the boat appears to be handling it exceptionally well, especially for how big it is down here at Haulover today, and it looks like this crew is easily going to pull a win for the boats here in the second round. That's going to bring us to the third round of our competition, and here in the third round we are now tied at 1 apiece, and the boats are going to toss a World Cat in the ring to try and see if they can go ahead and take the edge here in the third round. But let's go, our crew's working their way out, just barely up on plane. These cats like to eat waves, but the way they do it is typically with a little speed. So a lot of times on these catamarans, I would tell somebody to come out with just a little more throttle than you might on a normal vessel. But right here, they're coming out slow, and they are bobbing up and down because of it. Now, oh man, they get almost vertical there. The good news on the Cat is you don't really feel the landing so much. In other words, even though they're coming down hard, they kind of land on a cushion of air in between the hulls, and even though it does smack around a little bit, like it looks like it did right there, most of the time it won't. But again, I think part of their problem is they're just coming out a little slow. If they would lean into these throttles a little bit, the Cat would push its way through these waves, and they would have a little bit of an easier time. But here we can see they get up there, get a little vertical, smack down once, and here we go. Haulover throws another one at them, and they smack down again. And this crew is having a rough exit as they try and work their way out of Haulover. And here we go, they catch some air, and Haulover does it. Haulover winds up knocking the latch open after it winds up smacking him around. And now this is a risky one. Our guy's moving up into the bow in these rough conditions to try and get this thing closed. Now, lucky for him again, it's a Cat. He's not feeling it so much. On a V-hole, he would have definitely felt it, but Haulover is going to take the win in this one, and that's going to give Haulover the 2-1 edge as we move into the fourth round of our contest. And here in the fourth round, we're going to feature another catamaran. This time it's going to be a Prowler working its way out of Haulover, and here we go. Our crew's similar approach as our last Cat. They're not really carrying a ton of speed as they go out. They are moving a little faster now as Cap starts to push into the throttles. Again, that's what these Cats want. Give them a little speed and let those holes do their job. But our crew's working their way out. Again, a big rough day, but overall they look pretty solid, and looks like they're going to wind up taking a win for the boats as they work their way out of the inlet. And that's going to take us to the fifth round of our contest. We are now tied at 2 apiece, and here in the fifth round, the boats are going to toss an Intrepid in the ring to see if they can go ahead and squeak out a win, or if Haulover is going to come in there, knock this one out, and wind up taking the victory here. But here we go, our crew's working their way out of the inlet. Again, rough day, but this is a big Intrepid with trips on the back. Let's see how our crew handles it. And here you can see as they're working their way out of Haulover, things get rough. The boat is rocking and rolling. Even our guy here in the back almost loses it for a second, but he's able to hang on. Even Wifey winds up having to grab the seat, but still winds up holding on. And overall, even though it's a rough exit, I can't knock them too much on this one, and I'm gonna wind up giving them the win, which means the boats will take the win in this episode. Thanks for watching, crew. Hope you enjoyed this episode of Boats vs. Haulover. If you did, please check out our other content. We have Wavy Boats, who does a bunch of great things down at the inlets. My channel, Broncos Guru, does some great comedy boating videos there as well. And of course, we got the Miami Boat Ramps channel that focuses on all the hilarity that happens at the boat ramps in South Florida. And if you can't tell, I'm a little under the weather with the flu this week, but we wanted to push through it anyway, so thanks for watching and sticking with us.